What is up, plant community? Green Thumb here. So, today, sorry about the shaky camera quality using phone, that's all I can really afford. But, today's video is going to be on none other than the cordyline Australis. Let's talk about. So, the cordyline Australis, native to, okay, that's raindrops. I thought that was birds crapping for a minute. I was about ready to get out of the war zone here. But anyways, cordyline Australis, what to know. So the cordyline Australis is native to Australia, key the name, and New Zealand. So what is there to know? So, the cordyline Australis can grow in zones unprotected 9 to 8 and up. Now, when it comes to growing in a zone 6, like I am, it's when things get a bit more iffy. So, I've had this plant, technically this is where I would have left off if protection was stayed, so I had 2 years in the ground. Technically, this would be my 3rd year zone pushing this one, if I get through the winter, which I am sure I will. It's like one of the fronds bit here. That's gonna happen. Anyways, and it's gonna continue to do that. Anyway, so they do like moisture. They like quite a bit of moisture, which is why I got mulch around them. But they can also handle drought, so you don't really have to worry about them. Say if you're getting a week or maybe even a couple of days of no water, they will be just fine. You might want to come in water once a week on them, or do what I do every 2 weeks if we don't get no rain, and that water just has fertilizer, so all I'm doing is really fertilizing it. Now, can they take frost? In my experiences, I've seen them take like really light frost, but the leaves come out damaged or non-existent. So in a zone 6, you definitely want to wrap this plant up. You want to protect it. You want to do what you can. All I do for this plant is I get tomato cages, and I use bubble wrap. I wrap the tomato cages up in bubble wrap because that holds in the heat, and I will throw hot hands around the base, and I will wrap this plant up with the foliage. I'll take wire, I'll stick up all the foliage like you would your palm tree here, and I would wrap it up, because the other similar thing about this plant is when they're this young, they're sensitive. Because if you lose a spear right there, a spear, the whole plant is gone. So that is something to take note with growing them in a zone 6. So yeah. Now you can't grow these unprotected in zone 6, but you can definitely grow them if you decide to protect them. So, yeah, that's for the green variant of the cordyline Australis. I fertilize every 2 weeks to every month. But it just really depends on the fertilizer and what it says to do. I try to water every 2 weeks with distilled water. But yeah, that's for growing in the ground, growing in a pot, which I have grown them in a pot. Basically the same. You can have them out when the temperatures are around 40 degrees. You might well watch them around 30, because naturally that's where they fall under for cold weather tolerance. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind, is that when they do get that cold, that you can also get damages from that. So yeah, you gotta kind of just keep an eye on them, and don't let frost hit them, because frost will ultimately end them. If you get a hard frost, Don't let them freeze. Never ever let them freeze, especially in a pot. They are more vulnerable in a pot than I say they are in the ground. So yeah, never let them freeze. But yeah, they're simple in the pot. Basically same thing. You can let them go completely dry, then heavily water them and give them a little bit of fertilizer. Make sure the soil is really well draining or holds on the moisture, whatever you want. Really, it doesn't matter about the soil, long as you know how to water, how to take care of that plant. But yeah, cordyline Australis, try them in a zone 6. The other cordyline that I do have growing in the ground here, which I heard are a bit more iffy in my zone, is the cordyline red star. But I can't really give out info about zone pushing this guy because I have not zone pushed one, and this would be my first red cordyline that I've zone pushed. They grow similar to Dracaenas. So yeah, they're kind of like a cold tolerant version of a Dracaena, only they're cordylines, related to the Hawaiian tides. But yeah, try them if you got them. I'm sure you'll love them. Otherwise than that, folks, that is all I've got for you. As always, keep it real and keep it tropical.